Welcome to the Municipal Court for the City of Norman, Oklahoma. The court is the judicial branch of city government and is created by state law and city ordinance to hear and determine prosecutions for alleged violations of the city's ordinances. The court hears misdemeanor traffic and non-traffic offenses as well as parking violations. Charges can be submitted by police officers, fire department personnel, and other city officials such as code enforcement and animal control officers. Charges can also be submitted by citizens of the community. This video was provided to help you better understand the court's procedures and any options you may have. You are here today as a defendant for the purpose of a pre-arraignment conference with an assistant city attorney. Being a defendant means that the city is alleging that you have violated a city ordinance. You are presumed innocent until proven guilty. Every defendant charged with a violation of a city ordinance has a right to be represented by an attorney. If you have an attorney, your attorney can be present during the pre-arraignment conference and any subsequent proceedings in your case. If you are charged with a violation that carries a fine of over $500, you have the right to be represented by a court-appointed attorney if you can establish that you are indigent. Many defendants that appear in municipal court are not represented by an attorney, which is referred to as pro se. Court staff is dedicated to ensuring that all defendants are afforded due process and are informed and heard at all stages of the judicial process. The city attorney is the prosecutor for the city of Norman. The prosecutor does not represent you, cannot give you legal advice, or tell you how to plead to the charge pending against you. The prosecutor's responsibility is to represent the city and to prosecute defendants who are charged with violations of city ordinances. If you are going to plead no contest or guilty, the prosecutor can advise you of what will be recommended to the judge as punishment in your case. The recommendation is based on various factors such as the defendant completing community service, apology letters, counseling programs, and restitution where appropriate. Even though the prosecutor makes a recommendation, the judge is not bound to follow the prosecutor's recommendation. As in all cases coming before the court, a defendant may enter a plea of not guilty and contest the charge. You will be given a copy of a plea agreement that will outline the options that you have in your case. When you return, you will again be permitted to speak with an assistant city attorney. You will be asked if you've completed such things as community service, written your apology letter, and enrolled in or completed specific programs. The assistant city attorney will then tell you what the recommendation will be to the judge based on the requirements in the plea agreement. This recommendation is not binding and punishment up to the maximum may be assessed by the court. At an arraignment, the judge is responsible for informing defendants of their rights, the charges, and the effect of each plea. The judge will begin the court session with some preliminary remarks and will then call each case individually. All court sessions will begin promptly on the hour. Following the judge's opening remarks, all defendants and their parents or guardians will be asked to step into the lobby until their number is called. If you did not check in at the counter and receive a number, please do so at the end of this video. While you're in the courtroom, proper conduct and attire is expected. You are in a court of law, and the court expects you to act and dress accordingly. Inappropriate or objectionable emblems on shirts are not permitted. Hats and caps should be taken off, and gum should be discarded prior to entering the courtroom. Any device that may make a noise during court must be turned off or set to silent mode. When approaching either the judge or the prosecutor, do not lean on the railing or any other part of the bench. While you're in the lobby, proper conduct is also expected. Please show other citizens and court staff appropriate courtesy. When your number is called, please enter the courtroom and approach the bench. Family members appearing with you may also approach the bench. The judge will read the citation that charges you with a violation of a city ordinance. The judge will advise you on the maximum punishment that can be imposed upon a conviction. The judge will then ask you to enter one of three pleas: not guilty, no contest, or guilty. If a not guilty plea is entered, the judge will advise you of the type of trial that you are entitled to, either jury or non-jury. If you are entitled to a jury trial, 6 citizens of the community will hear your case. If you are entitled to a non-jury trial, a judge of the municipal court will hear your case. In either scenario, an appearance bond will be set and a trial date will be given to you by the clerk. After receiving your paperwork from the clerk, go to the front counter of the lobby and post your bond with a deputy clerk. If you plead guilty or no contest, the judge will impose punishment. The fines, fees, or court cost must be satisfied at that time. After satisfying the fines, fees, and court cost, you will be free to leave. If you did not come prepared to pay any assessments, you will be directed to the telephone to seek assistance from friends or family members. Also, there is an ATM in the outer lobby. If you are unemployed, have no means of support, or are found to be indigent, you will be directed to the hearing officer who will conduct an interview and investigation before referring the matter back to the judge for further consideration. To recap, if you intend to plead guilty or no contest, you may speak with the prosecutor before court concerning a recommendation for punishment. But remember, the prosecutor does not represent you. You have the right to have your own attorney present. If you plead not guilty, you will post bond and your case will be continued for trial. All bonds, fees, fines, and court costs are due today. We hope this video has been beneficial in familiarizing you with the court's procedures. Please direct any questions you may have to court staff.